Take your 2 Arduino Nanos and put them on the breadboards. Make sure that the first pin goes in the first slot. Make sure there are 2 empty slots behind the last pin of the Arduino. Make sure it looks like this before you push it down. That empty line behind the Arduinos is where we are going to install our push buttons for the pinball machine. This is a digit. The 8 is a digit. The A, B, C, D, E, F, G, those are segments. So there are 7 segments and there are 4 digits on this LED display. We are not concerned with the decimal point. Each segment and each digit has its own pin. So that's 12 pins. Here is the pinout. See on the bottom left, it starts with 1 and it ends with 8. Those are the pin numbers. And then at the top, it goes from 9 to 16 in the other direction. Each one of these pins controls either a digit, a segment, a decimal point. Now, here we have the pinout where we have all of the digits, 1, 2, 6, and 8. Those are the pins they're on. And there's all the segments, 14, 16, 13, 3, 5, 11, and 15. This is color-coded to make it easier to figure out what wire is doing what. It helps in troubleshooting. So we hook up the digitals first. Remember, 1 through 8 on the bottom. Now all of the segments are hooked up. Add some electrical tape to hold it all in place. These are the Arduino numbers that we are putting them on. 3, 5, 6, and 9 are PMWs, so that will help control the brightness of the display. You can make it brighter or dimmer, depending on which number you put in the code. There they are, hooked in. This is what it looks like with all of the segments hooked in as well. Now the lights are on 4, 5, and 6. So there are 3 in the pinball and 3 in the display. So you're going to put 3 from the bottom in 1 in 4, 1 in 5, 1 in 6, and from the top, you're going to put 1 in 4, 1 in 5, and 1 in 6. Use the positive. Otherwise, it's not going to work. It should look like this when you are finished. Now, take one of these breadboards. This is just the easiest way to do it. And you're going to snap off that positive and negative slot right there. It just pops right off. Take some scissors, cut the tape that's on the bottom. It's super easy. It just cuts right off. Okay, we don't need that breadboard. We just want the positive and the negative. We need this because it's a nice long power strip. So we're going to take all our negatives and we're going to put it on there from the lights. All of those lights had their own little negatives. This is how your lights should look. your LEDs, your little lights from the pinball machine and the display. Next, we're going to take a couple of resistors. I think these are 110 ohms. And we're going to make a little bridge over, it should look like this, exactly like this. But make sure that the resistor is not touching the Arduino. So you may want to push it down just a little bit. And you're going to put that on the back of both of the Arduino breadboards. Now we're going to take the buttons that you made. You're going to have one side is positive and the other side is going to go where this resistor is. On the very last slot, then you're going to take a jumper and put it on there just like this, right next to it on the same slot. And put that on a separate breadboard. Then you're going to add 2 more jumper wires because both Arduinos take the buttons. Make sure they're all on the same line. See how that yellow one is off one? That means that one of the Arduinos won't work. Now put the buttons A0 and A1 and hook them up to the Arduinos exactly like this. Now you're going to take the red wires, the positive wires, and you're going to put them on the positive side. Take 2 little tiny jumpers, put one on the other end of that resistor slot and into the ground of the Arduino. Do that on both Arduinos. Now take 2 jumper wires and stick them in the negative of that negative positive breadboard and stick one in each ground just above that jumper wire that you just put. Now you're going to do the same thing with the positive. You put 2 jumper wires in the positive, just like that. And you put one in the VIN of both of the Arduinos. One in one VIN, one in the other VIN. Should look just like that. That's what powers the Arduino. Then you're going to take a 9-volt snap and you're going to put one positive and one negative into the positive negative breadboard. This is what's going to power the whole thing. Put it just like this. Negative in the negative side, positive in the positive side. And this is what it will look like when it is all finished. Thank you for watching. Please go to EPO for all of your electronical needs. They really appreciate and need your business.